Our city knows the sweet taste of victory. From the Stanley Cup to a Division I title win.
That still doesn't feel real.
A triumph isn't an end.
Now, new stories are being written, and Fox 5 and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network is following every team on ice. With our UNLV Skatin' Rebel national champions.
It's great for the city, it's great for hockey.
How will they defend their title?
Let's bring it home!
And the Henderson Silver Knights, skating with something to prove while building tomorrow's legends.
It's great to be able to teach and grow off a win.
Plus, how our youth teams are teaching kids to fly on ice. And what's in store for the new faces of the VGK, including their monsters in the north.
The Golden Knights are beefing up their minor leagues with the Night Monsters. These teams, our teams.
Where their victories become our victories. Building the future of hockey, one player at a time.
Vegas wanted hockey, Vegas got hockey.
Covering every team on the ice, this is Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Welcome inside another edition of Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm your host, Vince Sapienza. Let's fire home a snapshot of what's in store over the next 30 minutes. We're going to take a look back at all the action that was for the Knights from Vegas to Henderson to Tahoe. Plus, spotlight the NHL debut of Kai Uchez. We'll hear from the two-time AHL All-Star Tanner Lazinski. Plus, I sit down with Skatin' Rebels freshman forward Charlie Massett. But we begin with the Olympians. 8 members of the Golden Knights organization are representing their countries in Milano Cortina for the 2026 Winter Games. The men's hockey preliminary round gets underway this week. But before they drop the puck, we caught up with some of the guys in gold and their thoughts on what it means to fulfill a lifelong dream.
It's really special. It's cool. Something you dreamt of as a kid. I remember I always sat and watched TV and, would watch reruns or anytime I was live, any kind of Hockey Canada event. So, to be a part of it, to wear that jersey, it means a lot. It's pretty special.
I think as athletes, you're going to go be a part of something that you've kind of always dreamed of. It's only human nature to let your mind wander a little bit.
Just very excited, excited to play, see other sports and athletes complete, and it's the Olympics, so obviously very exciting.
It'll be cool. I'm excited to get in the village and see what it's like. Kind of see. I think you have roommates and stuff like that, so yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a different vibe, like I said, but it'll be fun.
For Marner, he will once again join forces with Mark Stone, Shea Theodore, and Bruce Cassidy, as Team Canada look for a similar ending to the one we saw at the Four Nations Face-Off in 2025.
Centering pass, McDavid scores! Connor McDavid wins it for Canada!
Yeah, I think it brings a little bit of comfort, obviously. I think the nice thing also about the Four Nations was, a lot of the same guys are going. So, yeah, you made some pretty good bonds over that kind of week or whatever it was there. And, it'd be nice just to get back there, get the systems going and kind of just, make sure we bring a good positive mindset into it as well. It's going to be a hard tournament, a lot of challenges. So, yeah, it'll be nice to have some familiar faces.
And it's gotten away more in the third. Anderson cutting in, and he scores.
Rasmus Anderson has been a Golden Knight for less than a month, and as happy as he was to join Vegas, he says he's just as, if not more excited for the international competition that awaits with Team Sweden.
I love it, and every time I've done it, and because I had such a long break between it was almost 10 years, and so you almost forgot that feeling, and but it's awesome, and I love it, and it's extra special, right? And that's kind of what you dreamed about growing up.
Frags moves it for Brodin. Brodin with a shot, and he scores!
I mean, it was awesome. Even though I didn't play the first 2 games, it was the time of my life, honestly. And that first Canada-Sweden game, I mean, I was sitting in the press box, and usually the game looks slow from up there, but it was pretty fast from up there. So I couldn't even imagine what it was on the ice, and it's probably the best game I've ever watched live.
As for Anderson's D partner, Noah Hannafin, he too had the Four Nations experience, but he admits he didn't know if he was going to get this opportunity, and you never know until you get that call from General Manager Bill Guerin.
I'm just calling to say congratulations. Welcome to the U.S. Olympic team.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It was unbelievable. It's an honor. It's a privilege to be able to represent your country on any stage, but in the Olympics, it's
it's pretty serious just for family, friends, everybody, teammates, organization. It's cool to be able to represent everybody and go over there. It's been on our minds for a while, but now it's getting pretty close. So I think the excitement's ramping up. It's obviously going to be a great experience, and yeah, we're excited.
2-1 United States. Eichel got a skate on it without his stick, and it's cleared away by Slavin.
At the end of the day, whether it's Hanifin and Eichel with Team USA, the Canadian contingent, Tomas Hertl with Czechia, or Akira Schmid with Switzerland, the goal is gold, bottom line. But the experience and lasting impact on the next generation of those watching will be just as memorable.
Marner full stride into the zone. Mitch Marner scores!
Yeah, we're excited to go over to Milan and try to get more people to tune in and start loving hockey and try to give it a shot themselves. So it'll be a different vibe, different experience in that arena probably. But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Canadians that travel over there. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, while we wait to see how the Winter Games turn out prior to the Olympic break, the Golden Knights snapped a 5-game losing streak, 12 of the 18 skaters finding the score sheet en route to a massive win over the visiting Vancouver Canucks. And while the goals created a nice buzz in the building, the Fortress was sent into a frenzy, courtesy of the Knights netminder.
He'll stay on, beats it across, Joseph, an open net, and Schmid with a diving glove save! What a save for Akira Schmid!
Akira Schmid officially submitting his application for Save of the Season. That was almost Fleury-esque circa 2019. The 25-year-old, who has already set career highs in games played, started, and wins the season, adds another highlight to the reel. And after the game, he was asked, what was going through your mind in real time?
Not much. I mean, I kind of got stuck there, so you just kind of throw whatever you have over there, and lucky enough, I got the puck. And you don't really think, you just kind of hope you get a piece of it, and lucky enough, it was close, but it didn't go in.
Looked like Barbashev had something to say to you. I see you were still on the ground there. Care to share what that little convo?
Yeah, he just thanked me.
It's a huge save. He's made some huge saves this year for us, and that was a highlight reel save. So awesome job by him. He's done a great job for us, and sometimes it's a timely one, and that was a pretty timely one for us. So tons of credit to him.
Now, while the Golden Knights snapped the skid, there's one player who will remember Wednesday night for some very different reasons. Kai Uchez became the third player this season for the Golden Knights to make his NHL debut and the first to do so in a win.
Dream come true. It was very important to have my family here with me. When I was going out today, I mean it's a solo lap, but I knew this whole time it's not just for me, it's for my family too. And last year and a bit in the AHL, working every day just kind of to get to this point and play my first game. I kind of go out there with the last name on my back, and I'm kind of playing for my family in that way to give them this opportunity to come support me.
If you couldn't sense the emotion of what this moment meant in Kai Uchez's voice, you could see it on the face of his dad and family during pregame warm-ups.
I knew coming in tonight that he would be pretty emotional. He's been there my whole life and a big supporter. And when I gave him the news, he made so many phone calls, and I was just able to share the news. And I know he's super proud of me.
Just 11 months after signing his entry-level contract with the Knights, Uchez became a bona fide NHLer. And after 107 games across 2 AHL seasons, the 22-year-old got the call against the Canucks.
Bowman of the first shift in the NHL for Kai Uchez, with his buddy Braden Bowman on the right wing and Cole Reinhardt on the left.
His ice time total just under 12 minutes. He went 3 for 9 in the faceoff dot while dishing out 5 hits. Afterwards, I asked at what point did it feel like just another hockey game?
Kind of after my first shift, first few shifts, so after getting through that, letting it settle in, after the first period coming in here, just taking a breath, reset, get out for the second, same for the third. So I was able to find my feet, find my game there a little bit, and that was awesome. Great group of guys in here to support me.
And a big part of that support was who was on his wing. One of his best friends is Braden Bowman. they signed their first pro contracts together, and for the last couple years have been carpooling to practices and games with the Silver Knights. But for the first time, they walked into T-Mobile Arena and hit the ice as teammates.
Me and Bones, we've known each other, I guess, since our first development camp. He's my roommate. Amazing guy. He's kind of calmed me down through this whole process. He went through it back a couple months, so great guy to have on my right there, and same with Riney. I played a little bit with him in camp and preseason, so both those guys were chatting with me all night, supporting me, talking, and it was awesome.
Cole Reinhardt starting it out. One hands it up ahead for Bowman. Back to Reinhardt, to the net, on the forehand, he scores! What a nice finish for Cole Reinhardt!
That was awesome. Great line mates with Bones and Riney there. We were able to just kind of keep it simple, play behind them. Yeah, I thought it was a good start. I was able to, I guess, kind of get on the forecheck all night. Third period, I found I was able to get a little physical, get on the forecheck, throw some hits. So that's something I like to bring to my game, and yeah, I thought it was great.
From the player to the head coach, by all accounts, a successful debut.
I thought he did a good job. He was trying to be physical when he could, competed hard in the circle. So good for Kai. He's got one under his belt now. You know, he's done good work down in Henderson, and you know, ideally for an organization, if you can reward the guys that kind of work their way up and play hard down there, and that's what we want to do if we can.
Now the fun of Game 1 didn't end there for Kai Yuch, as the very next night, back in the lineup, and not even 4 full periods into his NHL career, he picks up his first career fight. The reason why? Due to some frustration from the enemy and an offensive explosion from his teammates, but good on him for dropping the gloves. Go back to the Fortress, and in a battle of Knights and Kings, it was Vegas crowned the victor. Jack Eichel and Mark Stone playing some blackjack in the first period, each player hitting 21 goals on the season. Pavel Dorofeyev on the power play extending his team lead in goals with number 26. Vegas scored 4 unanswered in a 5-minute, 27-second span en route to a 4-1 win. So, through 57 games, the Golden Knights sit atop the Pacific Division standings with 68 points. Edmonton, Seattle, and Anaheim all lurking in the rear view. Now, if the season ended today, which it doesn't, but if it did, Vegas would be in a first-round playoff matchup with the Utah Mammoth. Also this week, Bruce Cassidy was asked if he expects any of the injured guys to return to the lineup after the Olympic break.
Carlson would stay week to week. I think that's what we had Howden at. Coming out of the break, I anticipate McNabb would be with us. Saad would be closer than the other 2 guy forwards. Who else is Sissons? Saad and Sissons would probably be a little closer than the other 2, from the last I heard. Now all that's subject to their reevaluations as we go along here. And who else? Carter Hart? He's got to get on the ice first, so that's a tough one to say. So I don't want to go there with him just yet, and he hasn't been on the ice. So.
Now, despite all the ice, we're just getting warmed up here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. When we return, we'll head to Henderson and check in with the Silver Knights, plus hear from the now 2-time AHL All-Star. The Silver Knights have hit the All-Star break and currently find themselves in 8th place in the Pacific Division, 6 points out of the final playoff spot. Now, the Silver Knights are winless in their last 5 games, though they did get a boost with this past week. Raphael Lavoie returning to the lineup for the first time since November from injury. He had 4 points in 3 games, including a pair of goals in the final minute to help Henderson earn a point against the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Silver Knights head coach Ryan Craig talked about Lavoie's impact and how this 6-day break can help the club in the final sprint of the regular season.
I think he's working his way back again still. I think there was a lot of good on the road in San Diego. You could see the pop, and now it's tough to come back after sitting out and playing 3 and 4, but to his credit, he dug in at the end there and got us 2 big goals. Well, we'll catch our breath for sure. I think a lot of guys played a lot of hockey in 3 days, some even more because of the penalties tonight in those situations. Yeah, we'll get away from it for a few days. Obviously, we're excited about Laz representing us at the All-Star game. But yeah, we got to push here to make in the final 29 games. We know we got 29 games, I believe, in 63 days, so there's going to be lots of hockey to be played. If we get our game in order, we'll start by winning 1 and keep building on that.
Now, as we shared last week, Tanner Lazinski named to his 2nd straight AHL All-Star Classic. He wasn't able to attend last year due to injury. This year, he replaced his teammate and goaltender Carl Lindbaum after he was injured and unable to participate. The 28-year-old leads the Silver Knights in goals and assists and points, and he's tied for 6th in the league with a plus 22 rating and has points in 9 of his last 10 in the AHL.
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously, it's honor and privilege to get to go. Obviously, I feel for Carl. But yeah, obviously, anytime you get a chance to do something like this, it's awesome, and I'm excited for kind of me and my family.
Well, very deserving. As our leading scorer, been a driver of the offense of our team. We've seen it with his numbers. The way his line has played with Ronberg and Hemmerling has been a very dominant line for us this year. So, well-deserved, a great honor for him. He was supposed to represent us last year, was unable to go. So a good honor for him to have. Unfortunately, Carl can't join him, but we're excited for Laz.
I was excited to do it last year, kind of, with my kids and family, but especially, going back to Illinois, I'll have some family and friends, probably within the area. So, yeah, it'll be good.
Works in, has a lane, rack behind, they score! He's already got a goal tonight, sending it out in front. The net, 2-10. We've got the feedback, they score! Hat trick, Casey Bailey!
How about those Night Monsters? In Game 3 of their series with Utah, the team in teal snapped a 2-game skid, clawing all the way back down 3-0, beating the Grizzlies 4-3 thanks to the hot hand and hat trick from Casey Bailey, you saw there, who sits 8th in the league in scoring with 44 points in 46 games. The Night Monsters sit tied for 3rd in the division, 5th in the West. And don't forget, the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network is your home for Night Monsters hockey. The next time you can watch Tahoe on your TV, February 18th, 20th, and 24th, when they take on the Idaho Steelheads. We'll be right back. I'm here with Skating Rebels freshman forward Charlie Masick. Charlie, welcome to the program. Welcome to Hockey in the Desert Weekly. But let's talk about the UNLV program. What brought a Chicago-born, Wisconsin-raised kid to Las Vegas? What made this program so attractive to you?
Yeah, just my my age out year, juniors. I got an email from Raboni here, just kind of laying down an offer and laying down what they could provide as a hockey program for me. And I kind of was considering it my the full year until I hopped on a call with Raboni, and he offered to fly me out for a visit, and I met Greener and the rest of the staff, and it was honestly eye-opening. I had no idea the love for hockey that's here in the desert, and it's awesome to see. I'm glad I chose UNLV.
So before we get too much into the year that is currently ongoing, what has been the biggest surprise, if any, as you've made your transition to a full-time student athlete here in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I mean the coursework obviously is something we always are managing, right, with but the travel too. The travel at the beginning of the year, I think we were on the road a lot, so managing that and just making sure we're on time for everything, our classes and our hockey requirements. So that's probably been the biggest transition.
All right, let's talk about what's coming up this weekend. Obviously back home at City National Arena, but not just a typical normal weekend homestand. It's the midnight game. It is the annual midnight game for the Skating Rebels, an 11:59 start on February 12th. I guess, what is that like for you? This will be your first one, obviously.
Yeah.
How different is that?
Yeah, this will be my first midnight game. I've seen a couple other schools do something similar, so I'm hoping it's packed, crowded with students, and hopefully we're playing hockey deep into the night.
And it's not just the players, fans. Make sure you get an extra cup of coffee, you get a couple extra Z's, and pack here at City National Arena for that midnight game on February 12th here at City National Arena. All right, so we introduced a new game with Jackson Wyatt a week ago, and now we're going to continue that game with you. It's called What Were You Thinking? So I'm going to show you some pictures. These are all of you, and I want you to take me back to that moment, what you were thinking. And it's okay to let the hair down a little bit because these pictures, you let your hair down. So here's picture number one. What's going on right here?
I'm just telling the crowd to get up. You know, it's media day. I'm probably feeling myself a little bit, and I think they said, give us your best celly, and that was mine. Just a little hand to the ear.
Okay, so that's your best celly. All right, let's move on. Now we're in game action. What's going on here? Are you breaking ankles? What's happening?
This guy came flying at me, and I just hit him with a little toe drag, I think, and tried to pull around him and shoot, and it looked like he went flying past me.
Did you tickle some twine? Did you finish it, or?
I usually can remember all my goals. I don't really remember that one, so probably not.
Oh boy! All right, what's happening here?
Oh, this is where I saw our photographer last second going off the ice. I think we were wearing our retro jerseys that night, so I had to give the camera a good picture of him.
All right, I feel like now they sent me a lot of pictures, and there's a lot of eye contact with you and the camera. It feels like you don't turn down an opportunity to look at the camera. What about this one?
Oh, that was that game was against Ohio, and that was I think they were either, I don't know, they're a top 4 team, so it was a big game for us. I don't know what the positions in the rankings were, but I remember we won that game, and I was just fired up coming off the ice.
There's that eye contact. what is that the?
Well, I think that's a testament to Audie Reed. She just throws the camera right in our face, and you throw the camera in my face, I'll make a face.
That is a glimpse, and that is the face of Charlie Masick, Skating Rebels freshman forward. Charlie, we really appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the way. We will chat down the road.
Sounds good.
As we close up shop, it is time to once again clear the ice. Beaver Stadium, home of Penn State football, but for the first time, it was home to the Nittany Lions hockey team. An absolutely incredible, electric scene as the team took the ice in front of 74,575 attendees, the second largest crowd for a collegiate hockey game ever. Unfortunately, the Nittany Lions drop a heartbreaker 5-4 to Michigan State, but not a bad for a Penn State program. They were a club hockey team 14 years ago. UNLV, you got this. Time's on your side. We'll see you next week.